evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News, coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. Here are the main news headlines. The mayor of Kanifing Municipality, Talib Ahmed Ben Souda, met with both sides of the ongoing one-tier vendors versus sub-owner standoff in a bid to defuse growing tensions at Sakunda Market. The Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, GIPA, in partnership with the Embassy of Pakistan in Dakar, hosted the inaugural Pakistan-Gambia Trade and Investment Forum on Thursday. And in a recommendation to the ECOWAS Commission, the ongoing ECOWAS Parliament has added its voice to those calling for presidential term limits. And for more on these and other stories coming up, I am Ansmane Sonyase. Now, as part of efforts to restore calm and promote understanding between shop owners and street vendors at the Sakunda Market, the mayor of the Kanifing Municipality, Talib Ahmed Ben Souda, met with both sides on Thursday to address concerns regarding one-tier sales ahead of Tobaski 2025. The meeting took place at the Mbari Park Dembo located inside the Sakunda Market. Loliam Kamara covered the proceedings and filed this report.
The annual pre-Tobaski market, locally called Wanter, during which business owners, including women, men and youths, display and sell their goods in a festive atmosphere, has been halted due to disagreements between shop owners and street vendors. This has left many vendors frustrated as they rely on the Wanter event to boost their sales and earn essential income for their families ahead of the holy season. The meeting brought together market management committees, street vendors, officials from the Kanifing municipality, ward councillors, the Senegalese ambassador's representative and others to discuss how to accommodate both parties. Here are statements from Fatou Cham of the market committee and Paso representing black market vendors. We understand that sub-owners are paying for their premises and taxes, and they will understandably not be pleased for us to occupy spaces outside their shops. However, we plead with them to be flexible during these challenging times. We should also note that we do not sell the same items. We offer clothes while they sell other products, so there shouldn't be an issue.
We, as street vendors, are not selling the same items as shopkeepers. If not for festive occasions like Tobaski and Korite, we would only sell around 4 to 5 p.m. Our only desire is to sell our goods to provide for our families.
Seydina Kebe, Secretary General of the Sakunda Market, and Kitabu Singate, Vice President of the Sakunda Market Committee, responded.
What I am about to say are not my own words, but those of the Sakunda Market vendors. We have had your request. However, for now, we have decided that you should occupy the space inside the market, which is provided for you. There are many empty markets, such as Ilatrikunda, Kanifing, Brusubi, Talinding, and Bohol. Why can't you go to one of those markets to sell? Everyone wants to be here, but that is not possible.
The representative of the Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia, Haji Usman Sambo, expressed that, upon hearing about the situation, his office consulted the relevant authorities for a solution. He urged sub-owners and street vendors to come to an agreement, emphasizing that they all share the same goal, which is to make a living. In response to concerns raised, Mayor Ben Souda acknowledged the importance of the meeting in restoring peace and order at Sakunda Market. He called for calm amid ongoing dialogue.
To address this issue at hand, I was the first mayor to question the use of highways for business purposes. My reason is that when the garbage trucks come to collect waste, they pose a serious challenge to them. But again, we all understand that that is not their desire to sell on the streets. Therefore, let us be considerate in our decision making. Let's continue to communicate and reach an understanding. I hope to see all heads of various committees in my office for a final meeting.
Women vendors are calling on the authorities to find a way to safely hold the event, but it remains uncertain whether the current location identified by the council, Baripa Dembo, will be utilized by these vendors. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Now, in a significant move to strengthen bilateral economic relations, the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, GAIPA, in partnership with the Embassy of Pakistan in Dakar, hosted the inaugural Pakistan-Gambia Trade and Investment Forum on Thursday. The forum aims to promote trade between the two countries and position the Gambia as a competitive manufacturing, trade and investment hub in the West African sub-region. Yafatu Gay has the rest of that story.
The event was designed to promote deeper trade relations and attract investment by facilitating meaningful engagement between Gambian and Pakistani business folk. A 7-member delegation of prominent Pakistani business leaders and investors participated in the forum. They represented companies actively exploring opportunities for partnership, joint ventures, and distribution agreements within the Gambia's rapidly evolving business landscape. The forum provided a dynamic platform for knowledge exchange, investment promotion, and business networking, with discussions centered around enhancing trade and investment flows between the two countries. Key sectors identified for collaboration included agriculture, textile, housing and real estate development, manufacturing, renewable energy, information technology, construction, infrastructure, and trade services. In his welcoming remarks, Ousseynou Senghor, CEO of GAIPA, emphasized the importance of leveraging international partnership to unlock the Gambia's economic potential.
Well, I think if you look at the key driver today, what we are looking at is to have a textile industrial park. That's Mr. Anand, one of our key partners. Naturally, a textile industrial park will at least provide at least minimum about 500 jobs. So, which I think will transform business opportunities in the Gambia, but also employment opportunities, particularly for the youth, as well as skills and knowledge transfer.
Ambassador of Pakistan to the Gambia and Senegal, Seima Saeed, and head of the Pakistani business delegation, Mr. Rana Sahil Ahmed, expressed that the forum will serve as a catalyst for strengthening bilateral trade relations and opening new avenues for collaboration in key sectors.
Our major export to the Gambia is rice. So, Pakistan and Gambia enjoy very strong fraternal relations, but the trade figures are very low and they do not match the good brotherly ties that we have. So, we are hoping that once we connect the business community of both countries, they can find opportunities of trade, investment, and build strong linkages.
Made in Gambia with the help of our expertise in textiles and all other related industries could be a very good incremental impact on the opportunity which is lying there.
Abdoulaye Jambe, the representative of the Minister of Trade, emphasized that the Gambia offers a wide range of promising opportunities in trade and investment. He reiterated the government's commitment to fostering private sector development.
This business mission is therefore timely, as it will help in linking the business of the two countries closer to improve our trade and investment.
The official part of the forum was followed by presentations by all Pakistani delegates about their specific areas of expertise. Second half of the forum included B2B meetings between the Pakistani delegation and the Gambian businessmen. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafat Gay.
Now, the ECOWAS Parliament has recommended to the ECOWAS Commission, among other things, to revise the protocol on democracy and good governance to explicitly prohibit more than 2 presidential terms and reinforce mechanisms to prevent unconstitutional changes of government. Alusise reports.
This recommendation forms part of a series of consolidated recommendations contained in a report by the Parliament's Joint Committee on Political Affairs, Peace, Security and the African Peer Review Mechanism, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, Trade, Customs and Free Movement, and Social Affairs, Gender, Women Empowerment and Persons with Disabilities. The Joint Committee hosted a week-long Joint Committee meeting in Banjul, the Gambia, from April 28 to May 2, 2025, to consider the political, social, economic, and humanitarian impact of the withdrawal of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from ECOWAS. Here is Honorable Awaji Inombek Abiyanti of Nigeria, co-rapporteur to the Joint Committee.
It is recommended that they revise the Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance to explicitly prohibit third presidential terms and reinforce mechanisms to prevent unconstitutional changes of government. It's also recommended that they publish an annual report on the implementation and socio-economic impact of ECOWAS sanctions to promote accountability and informed policy making.
On enhancing communication and citizens' engagement, the committee recommended the Commission to adopt a proactive, multilingual communication strategy that includes local language campaigns and media partnership to counter disinformation and highlight the benefits of integration.
Increase integration initiatives, including interconnectivity projects, regional infrastructure, digital governance framework, and cross-border development.
On consolidating security and cross-border cooperation, the committee urged the ECOWAS Commission to operationalize the ECOWAS standby force to support member states, particularly coastal states, in combating terrorism through targeted training and intelligence sharing missions.
Negotiate a security cooperation framework with the withdrawing states to enable intelligence sharing, joint patrols, training, equipment support, and humanitarian response coordination, leveraging on AU-affiliated mechanisms where necessary.
On maintaining dialogue with the withdrawing states, the committee encourages member states to pursue bilateral dialogues with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, using sub-regional technical institutions to safeguard existing gains in regional integration. Members including Ladi Ayi Ayamba of Ghana and Sirif Sarr of the Gambia shared their views.
From all indications and the report that has been given, we are still interested, and the window is open for them, for lack of a better word, to come back to the fold.
With regards to term limit, Honorable Speaker, we all agree that term limits are based on the Constitution. If we want to control term limit, we also work towards the Constitution also. A Constitution can buy you from a term limit. Then you become the head of state, for example, and in Parliament, you are the majority leader, you have the majority in Parliament. You can change the Constitution to give you another term.
The Parliament also adopted an ad hoc committee report on the celebration of the ECOWAS Parliament's 25 years anniversary, which will be characterized by a series of activities in member states and a formal celebration in November on the theme 25 years of the ECOWAS Parliament, prerogative and challenges facing regional integration. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
And the report there by Aliou Cisse on the ECOWAS Parliament will lead us to the commercial break. But when we return, we hear about possible good news for West Africa's air travelers, and we hear of some surprise inclusions and omissions from the squad announced by the Scorpions head coach ahead of 2 upcoming friendlies. Do stay tuned.
Browse with us. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25 Cs. Yes! Recharge $25 Cs and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 C today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Following the commercial break, be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue with me, Ansumana Eswanyase. Now, West Africa's skies may soon become more open, affordable and better connected as 7 African countries take bold steps to revolutionize air travel across the continent. The move could mark a major breakthrough in regional integration and economic development. More in this report by Adedrami.
This latest initiative echoes the dream which led to the creation of Air Afrique in 1961, which saw 12 African countries come together to launch their own airline. Sadly, that airline went out of business in 2002. Since then, Africans have struggled to travel within the continent and even within various sub-regions, such as the West African sub-region. In a landmark move in May 2025, Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea-Conakry, Cabo Verde and the Gambia have reaffirmed their commitment to the Single African Air Transport Market, or SAATM. The announcement came at the 18th plenary of the Banjul Accord Group, BAG, which has just concluded in Abuja, Nigeria. This collective action signals a decisive push to break down long-standing barriers in African aviation. Barriers that have left travelers facing high fares, limited routes and disconnected skies. Nigeria's aviation minister, Festus Keyamo, described SAATM as a gateway to lower costs, faster travel times and improved passenger satisfaction. His call was echoed by Adefunke Adeyemi, head of the African Civil Aviation Council, who urged countries to urgently align national laws with SAATM's principles. If fully implemented, SAATM will allow African airlines to operate freely across member states without the red tape of bilateral agreements, creating more competition, more choice and lower fares for millions of passengers. The benefits go beyond the runway. Greater air connectivity is expected to boost trade, tourism and investment, key pillars of the African Union's Agenda 2063. But challenges remain. Disparities in infrastructure, regulation and technical capacity still threaten progress. That's why BAG members are also pledging support to help weaker systems to catch up through reforms, training and collaboration with global aviation bodies like ICAO. With political will and coordinated action, SAATM could be the game changer Africa's aviation sector has long awaited, offering not just flights, but a future of greater unity, growth and opportunity. If all goes according to plan, and if there is the collective will, this move signals a bold flight path for the continent. Reporting for QTV News, I am Ade Darami.
Now, on Wednesday, Core Africa Gambia hosted its second of the Pitch Day event, showcasing innovative projects developed by volunteers who served in rural communities across the country. The goal is to drive sustainable impact and empower rural communities. Mamna Buka attended the opening and this is her report.
Held at a local residence, the Pitch Day event brought together volunteers, development partners, community members, and stakeholders, all eager to witness the creative solutions to be pitched by the participants. Founded in 2011 by former Peace Corps volunteer Liz Fanning, Core Africa is an international organization that provides the opportunity for young educated Africans to serve as volunteers in African countries and communities. Volunteers are trained and sent to live for up to 1 year in rural high-poverty communities to understand their challenges and develop small-scale impactful projects that will help them overcome extreme poverty. The organization was established in the Gambia in September 2023 and officially began activities in January 2024, sending their first cohort of volunteers to identify sectors that need solutions and help them build resilience. This event aims to provide a platform for the second cohort of volunteers who, after months of living and serving in rural areas, are prepared to showcase the innovative, community-driven projects they have developed in collaboration with the communities where they have resided. Their goal is to secure funding from donors to bring these ideas to fruition. Here are Fode Bojang, the country director of Core Africa, and Fatou Jiba, the Director of Community Development at the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs.
We do not decide projects for the communities we serve. Instead, we facilitate communities through our human-centered design and asset-based community development approaches to arrive at choices of a project that reflect community consensus and priority community need.
Our model is scalable across a country and the continent as we seek to transform development by listening and connecting people.
Demba Wandu, Kanjibat, Tikenju, Medina Mane, Kirmamur and Jifen were some of the communities that were visited. Each volunteer presented their project which addressed the various challenges faced by these rural communities in relation to health, agriculture, and environmental sustainability, and proposed a diverse range of innovative solutions expected to boost economic opportunities and the livelihoods of these rural communities once realized. Here is Jennifer Sherifa Tabal, the volunteer of Kirmamur.
I urge any development partner to support this movement. Like Co-Africa is for the people, so support this movement and let's make a lasting impact in rural Gambia.
Bakari Baji, the Minister of Youth and Sports, pledged $500,000 to be distributed amongst the proposed projects.
We see these young people not only as future leaders, but also as integral change makers complementing government's efforts in our development agenda. And we are committed to creating more opportunities like this with you and with other like-minded organizations that are operating in the Gambia.
Central and local government sectors, civil society organizations and private sectors are all invited to make donations to these causes to help bring these ideas to fruition and uplift these communities. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News.
And time now for some exciting sports news in a moment. Now, the Gambia national team head coach Jonathan McKinstry has unveiled his squad for 2 international friendlies against Equatorial Guinea and Uganda to be played in Morocco. Our sports reporter Modu Gachaga assessed the squad, and his report is narrated by Adedarami.
Informed striker Abdoulaye Mane has been called up to the Scorpion squad for the first time. Mane has been in great form, delivering standout performances for Mjölby AIF, who currently sit at the top of the standings in Sweden's top division. Another first-time pick is Jesper Cissé, who plays as a midfielder for IFK Norrköping, also in Sweden's top flight. In total, 12 new players have been selected for the first time in what is a mixture of mainly youth sprinkled with a few experienced players. Coach McKinstry explains his squad selection.
We made a decision that the players who had played an extreme amount of minutes this season, so by that I mean you've played 40, 50 matches for your club this season, and are players that we know what to expect. There's no question marks about you anymore in terms of your performance for the Scorpions. We decided to let those players rest. So beyond that, we then wanted to give opportunities to players who maybe have been around the squad to get more minutes for the Scorpions, to show what they've got, and also the next generation of talent to come in. These players who are new to the group.
One of the new additions to the squad is Youssoufa Sanyang, a 19-year-old left winger who played for Senegal at youth level. The Sweden-based SK Östers IF winger is described by Coach McKinstry as extremely good in his position. He explained how he was able to convince him to play for the Gambia, even though he's eligible to play for the Taranga Lions.
A very quick player, he's very efficient. So one of the things with Youssoufa is when he takes someone on, he tends to go past them. So his efficiency is very high. He maybe doesn't have as many ball contacts as other players, but when he gets the ball, he makes use of it well. And the other thing that we like about him is his pressing. He uses his acceleration, his speed, not just for an attacking sense, but also his ball recoveries are very high.
Despite the new call-ups to the squad for the 2 friendlies, there are 2 players whose statistics in terms of playing time and performances for their clubs could have seen them included, but they have not made the squad. Coach McKinstry gave his reasons for omitting the Latvia-based Haruna Rashid Njai and Egypt-based Aliou Jatta, despite their current good form.
Rashid was invited. He was going to be part of the squad, but if you're sort of up to date, he came out of his game last week in the 30th minute. He's twisted his knee, and I spoke to Rashid. We gave him right up until yesterday, but the knee's still giving him pain. Aliu's playing every game, but the simple fact of the matter is, but the answer is simple, when compared against the other players we have available, the other players have higher performance levels.
The Gambia will face Equatorial Guinea on the 5th of June before facing Uganda on the 7th of June 2025, with both matches due to be played in Marrakesh, Morocco. For QTV News, I am Are Darami.
We look forward to those friendlies, and I'm afraid that's all about it for this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap for our main headlines. The mayor of Kanifing municipality, Talib Ahmed Ben Souda, met with both sides of the ongoing one-tier vendors versus sub-owners standoff in a bid to diffuse growing tensions at Sakunda Market. The Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, GAIPA, in partnership with the Embassy of Pakistan in Dakar, hosted the inaugural Pakistan-Gambia Trade Investment Forum on Thursday. And in a recommendation to the ECOWAS Commission, the ongoing ECOWAS Parliament has added its voice to those calling for presidential term limits. That's it for this bulletin. Do join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.